Hi there, it's Karen Marie, and this is Psyched Up for Sunday, October 24th. Thank you, all my new subscribers, and all of those of you who watch these videos every week. I really appreciate you. I need you to know that. Also, if you don't know already, every day I've been posting a 1-minute video on both my Facebook and my Instagram accounts. And I'm just doing a blurb, whatever I feel guided to do, whether it's about a transit, drawing a card, talking about whatever I get to talk about every day. So check those out. I'll put the links to those below this video as well. So I'm going to talk about the transits for this week, and then I'm going to do mini readings for all 12 signs. And this is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or if you have a stellium, which means 3 or more planets in a sign. So you may be looking at several different signs to get a composite for the week for you, because I do these readings for what you need to know for the week. Okay, so we have the sun right now is at 1 degree of Scorpio. So the sun entered Scorpio yesterday. So there's 30 degrees in every sign. So it takes 30 days for the sun to move through a sign. So it moves 1 degree every day. So Scorpio season is upon us. So what does that mean? I've taken notes here, all the different things I've heard and learned and that I feel is representing Scorpio. So these are my notes on Scorpio. And these are all things that we'll all be encountering, not all of them, but things you could be encountering while you're experiencing this Scorpio transit, right? So Scorpio is a water sign. It's the deep, dark waters, right? Whereas Cancer is crashing waves. It's a cardinal sign. And then Pisces is mist and clouds and fog, right? So Scorpio is the deep bodies of water, right? Scorpios go deep. It's also about setting boundaries for yourself with others. It's like, this is where you cut ties. This is where you say, stop, no. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. In the old days, it was ruled by Mars as well. And some astrologers still feel like that Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. I really feel like it's really more Pluto that rules Scorpio. And Pluto is death and transformation. It's about power and control. So these are all themes that may come up while the sun is transiting Scorpio. Life after death is another thing I have written down here about Scorpio, the afterlife. Death itself is in the realm of Scorpio. Even when you have an inner death, when you go through a physical transformation, when you transmute energies, that's Scorpio. It's about healing, therapy. This can be a great time. If you've been thinking about getting into therapy, this is a great time to dive deep and go into therapy, or to do a healing modality like a constellation workshop, or even writing in your journal, working the 12 steps with a sponsor. These are all great scorpionic activities. Scorpio can also be what's dangerous. It can be reversals. It could be shocks and traumas. It can be conception. It's sex. Scorpio is about sex. And so it can be conceiving. It's about legacies, sudden changes, our psychology, other people's resources. So money we receive from other people, astrology, the occult, psychic things, financial things in general can be Scorpio. Shared resources can be Scorpio. Inheritance, again, that's money you receive from other people. Regeneration, mystical happenings, near-death experiences, crime research, investigations. Those are all Scorpio. Money investments, joint resources, emotional intensity, getting help from others. Money itself can be Scorpio. Advice from others. Our sexual nature is Scorpio, merging with others in all kinds of capacities, past lives or energies from our childhood, destructive urges, traumas, self-knowledge, the occult, Self-sabotaging behaviors can be Scorpio. Secrets, subconscious. I said transformation, change. Something in the court system can be Scorpio. Digging deep in general. So these are my notes about rebirth. That's the other thing. Marriage can be Scorpio. Contracts, boundaries, where we set up our rules, right? So these are all themes that might come up for you over the next 29 days with the rest of the transit through Scorpio. So also, the sun will be moving through the first decan of Scorpio. So that's really about all these in terms of relationship with yourself. Where are you needing to transform your own life? Where are you needing to set boundaries with yourself? Where do you need to set boundaries with others that takes care of yourself? These are all like themes that you may be experiencing this week. We also have the moon in Gemini right now. So the moon represents our intuition and our inner feelings. And Gemini is an air sign that's ruled by Mercury, which is rules by the head. So when the moon is moving through Gemini, we have a tendency to run away from our intuition and our feelings up into our head and bat it back and forth between the twins. Gemini is the twins, right? So we can bat things back and forth. The Scorpio, this deep Scorpio sun energy, though, is really a strong pulse, though. So the things you may be batting around in your head may have to deal with these scorpionic energies that I just laid out for you. So we have Black Moon Lilith moving to 11 degrees in Gemini as well. So this is also then Black Moon Lilith represents our deep-seated fears that we bring over from past lives. When the transiting Black Moon Lilith is about what we're all working through on the planet, right? So we're all working through our fears, our thoughts, because it's Gemini, about other people. It's the second decan now. So it's about our interaction with others. It's about day-to-day life. It's what we do on a daily basis. Should I do this? Should I do that? So, and fears, what if I do this? What's the worst case scenario? What's going to happen if I do this? These are things that could be getting stirred up with Black Moon Lilith at 11 degrees. 11 is also the degree of integrity. So how can I find integrity with myself? And remember that fears are false evidence appearing real. It doesn't mean you're going to be encountering the things you're afraid of. It just means that you might get triggered in the way of what you could be worried about what other people think of you, for example, with this Black Moon Lilith at 11 in Gemini. Okay, so Tuesday we have the moon moving into Cancer. It'll be in Cancer for 2 to 3 days. So this added to the Scorpio sun feelings is definitely going to be midweek. It's all about feelings and it's all about intuition. Scorpio is a very psychic sign. Cancer is also very psychic. The water signs are very psychic. And what is another thing about water, right? If water is flowing, it's beautiful. When it's stagnant and gets stuck, that's when it starts getting rancid and putrid, right? So think of a sponge that doesn't get wrung out, right? If you just like leave it wet, it gets slimy. And so that's how we all can be when we got water signs going and we're not moving the chi. So it's important to move your body this week. It's important to move your body, I think, every day, but particularly when we've got sun moving through Scorpio. Movement will help keep this chi flowing. It'll help you get in touch with your thoughts and process things better. Swimming, of course, getting in water is awesome when we've got planets in water signs, soaking in the tub, drinking more water. Also on Tuesday, we have Venus squaring Neptune. So Venus is the planet of love, relationships, how we receive things, how we receive money, how we receive love. The things that we love is all Venus. Square is less than optimal relationship. It can be contentious, let's put it that way. Neptune is in Pisces. Neptune is the psychic radar, spiritual downloads, psychic reveals. It can be the beautiful visions. It can be, getting visions, psychic visions, dreams. Um, the downside of Neptune is illusion, delusion, addiction, delusional thinking, um, conspiracy thinking, like just when you're just like, when someone goes, what? Off the cliff. So here's this contentious relationship between Venus, the planet of love, and this Neptune. So you could have, like, if you're unconscious or if you're just trying to spin illusions or like live in a fantasy world, this could show up in your relationships where you're like, oh, everything's wonderful, everything's just fine, when you're ignoring the stuff that's not. Or you can feel a pull or a draw to addiction and this kind of stuff going on with this square. So it can be a great reveal. I wrote down in my notes, one of the psychic astrologers that I listened to this week called the Venus square Neptune an opportunity to eradicate illusion. I'm going to go with that. That seems like a positive take on that. So it's an opportunity to look at an illusion, a situation clearly and go, okay, I see what it is. Like, grab the high side of the Neptune, right? The spiritual downloads, the psychic clarity, and not the illusion. So, to me, I feel like you can get a clear sense of where to set boundaries around relationships in particular on Tuesday. Like, and it could be a forming and a coming together of everything. It can be the beautiful illusion, right? Venus and Neptune together, a beautiful illusion. It can be a beautiful delusion as well. So see it for what it is. That's what it's asking for you. Look clearly. Don't just get all dreamy, and like, look clearly, assess carefully. All right. So moon's in Cancer Tuesday, Wednesday, part of Thursday, and then the moon goes into Leo. When the moon goes into Leo, we feel more social. We want to feel it's a relationship too. Like, Leos follow their heart, so there can be like stirrings of the heart going on. When the moon's in Cancer, there can be this nurturing energy. We may need to nurture ourselves all month long. With the sun in Scorpio, we could feel like wanting to crawl under a rock and just be to ourselves to process. Just saying. Especially, that's what was going on yesterday with the sun at 0 degrees of Scorpio. So if anybody felt like that on Saturday, where you just felt like, I just want to run away from the world. Yeah, that's you feeling the sun at Scorpio at 0 degrees. So, all right. On Friday, we have Mars at the very last degree of Libra at 29 degrees, and we'll have this Leo moon. So Mars is the planet of taking action, how we put our energy into things. It's our ego. It's also the god of war, and it's been moving through Libra, which is about justice and fairness, also about relationships. So Mars could get all pissy. You could find anger easily triggered, because also with the Leo moon, that's a fire sign, right? So if you get, fire signs can always be easily triggered to anger. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, any of those type of people. Do they have hot tempers? Usually they can cool off pretty quickly as well. But Mars, this god of war, in this last degree, the last degree of any sign, 29 degrees, is a testing point. If you have planets at 29 degrees of any sign, this is a master level. Like, you came in to get her done this lifetime. If you have any planets at 29 degrees of any sign, this is shows mastery over many lifetimes to have an evolved placement like that. But it also means you came in to be tested and to really get your work done. And I feel like we're here to grow and evolve as souls. And whatever evolution that we do in this body, we get to take our evolution with us when we put our body down. If we don't learn our lessons, if we keep going around in the same ruts and get stuck and just keep repeating the same patterns, or just check out and not care and get apathetic and just spend your life watching Netflix or TV, then you're not learning, you're not growing, and you're going to come back in basically in the same situation or worse that you were in this lifetime. I feel like I want to get my stuff done so that any of the karma that I've experienced this lifetime, I don't have to experience again in the future. Is kind of how I'm approaching this life. Like, Let's get her done this lifetime. On Saturday, we have the sun squaring Saturn. Again, another square, another contentious relationship between the sun at 7 degrees of Scorpio and Saturn at 7 degrees of Aquarius. So this can be a square off. 7 is a spiritual thing. So there should be some illuminating spirit. It should be easy to access what your higher self is guiding you to do. But Saturn's about rules, structures, boundaries, how we form things. It's like the stop sign of the zodiac. It can be it's Saturn in Aquarius is how do we all work together? How do we set boundaries? How do we do things that we're all working together, right? But the sun squaring with Saturn can be a contentious relationship. The sun can illuminate things. The sun's in Scorpio. It may be illuminating secrets that day. It can bring up like, look, this is not working for me. You may just put your boundary down by the next weekend. Like, no, this is not working for me. With the Scorpio energy, with that stinger up, we all kind of get more Scorpio like when the sun's moving through Scorpio. So, and then by Halloween, I believe that the moon is moving into Virgo. Again, it can put us back up in our head, overthinking things. But overall, this can be a great week to go within, to write in your journal, to find some space to yourself, to get clear about what's going on within you. What do I want out of this life? What's going on right now? What do I have power and control over? Again, Pluto rules Scorpio. So Pluto is about death and transformation, power and control. What do I have power to change in my life? What do I not have power to change in my life? You know, and you may be then committing to some sort of change by next Sunday. The sun will be at 8 degrees. That's when we sort of make decisions, we make commitments. We say, okay, this is how I'm going to do this. So that's what I see for the week with the transits. Now let's go into the signs. I'll take a swig of my drink. Oh, and I'm going to give a shout out to this drink, Dr. Ugly. It's a sparkling water that tastes like Dr. Pepper. It's just got flavors in it, no sugar, no artificial sweeteners. I get it at Central Market here in Austin. So good. Just so good. Just like it is such a great soda replacement. They have like cherry cola and other flavors as well, but this one is my favorite of theirs. Kind of pricey. So I just save them for special occasions, like when I'm recording my video on Sundays. Okay. We're going to start with the Aries. And again, this is for if you have your sun sign in Aries, your moon, your rising, or if you have a stellium in Aries. And what do you need to know for this week? I'm hearing, it's going to be okay. This too shall pass. Feels like Aries may have been going through some struggle already. We have Eris. You know, it's been in a contentious relationship with Pluto. It's been in a square. Last week, it's kind of been intensive for the Aries. Like, you know, yeah. I can say this because I'm an Aries. Healing. Yes. Definitely a week to dive into some sort of healing process, whatever that might be for you. Soak in the tub can be a healing process. Walking in the woods can be a healing process. Breathing deeply can be a healing process. But talking it out, writing it out, digging in deep. We got the Scorpio that helps us dig in deep. You may be literally needing some physical healing. This might be a great week to go get body work. Let somebody else put their hands on you, massage, acupuncture, Reiki, chiropractic care. If any of those resonate, if you've been thinking about doing any of those things, this is the affirmation. Yes, go for it. Do those things. I'm also drawn to the lotus flower opening in the heart area here. So but you may have some heart healing this week, Aries, that you may really feel this sense of healing your heart, letting something go that's been plaguing you or heavy-hearted, like a resentment towards an old relationship or something that, you know, maybe you've lost someone and you've just been filled with grief. There's some lifting of the heart this week I'm also getting for the Aries. So, and also this hands over the head. So psychological healing, like realizing where you may be creating to your dis-ease, your distress by overthinking and what you're thinking and how you're looking at things. Also the hands on the stomach. So how are you eating? Like, is your food nutritious, and are you eating lots of fruits and vegetables? Or are you eating things that are good for you? Are you drinking lots of water? Are you drinking too much caffeine? Are you drinking too much alcohol? Are you eating too much crap? This could be a week that you just shift that, or start working towards that, gearing up to making some shifts around your food and your consumption, whatever you're putting in your mouth, Aries. I feel like that it's time to make some changes, really up your self-care when it comes to how you nurture your body with food and beverages. Tauruses. Ooh, okay. The morality card is coming up for Tauruses. Okay, so this card comes up in a number of scenarios. This card will come up when someone's been sexually abused in the past, and they have intimacy issues that result still as a that show up now as a result of the abuse, from childhood, from adolescence, from young adulthood, from, doesn't have to be old. It can be new stuff. This also shows up in relationships when you're with someone you just don't feel like being intimate, and it's not about sexual abuse from your past. You're just like turned off by your partner, or you just don't have any libido, you're menopausal, something's going on, that you're not getting any. This also can be about being in jail or being confined, or someone that is confined, or feeling like you're hemmed in some way, that you've got something else limiting your ability to move freely. So these are the energies that are coming up. I'm really seeing that the clasped hands here, even though they're pointed downward, I feel like you can put your hands together in like meditation and prayer, and this might be some of the stuff that you want to write about, talk about, dig into. What is your sexual history? Is there any demons that you need to air out around that stuff? How are you feeling in your physical body? Do you feel imprisoned in some way in your life? Is there a literal situation where you've got a loved one that's literally in jail or been arrested and you're dealing with legal issues? Your hands are tied. That's another thing about this card. Your hands are tied. You want to help someone. Your hands are tied. You just can't help. You don't want to help. These are kind of the issues that are coming up. And again, there's like old repressed energy of some sort that needs expressing. So you might need to write a song that expresses angst. It doesn't necessarily have to be sexual. It just often is in my readings. This card really often is, but it can just be repressed energy of any kind, or just feeling blocked or stuck. And so talk it out, write it out, sing it out, dance it out, stomp through the woods, do some sort of action to get this energy moving, Tauruses, and I believe you'll feel better. Geminis. Postponement card. So this card comes up, it can be literally about timing, that it's not time yet, that you're having to wait, you're having to postpone the action towards something. This card often comes up when someone's depressed. They just see the gray. They don't see the color. They just can't feel motivated to get moving. Yeah, they just felt offline. The joy's gone out. So you may need to like get something for your brain chemistry. This could be like literal brain chemistry stuff, where so you need to get some B vitamins and flaxseed oil, or you need to maybe get on some antidepressants or some Chinese herbs. you may just need to get moving, take one baby step towards something to move the chi, get something flowing. Again, back to my original question in the main part of this video is like, what do you have control over? What do you not have control over? You have control over your own physical body, your choices, your thoughts, your feelings. This is dive into some meditation and be okay with whatever, like dive in with these negative feelings is what I get. And just see if you can generate some love and compassion for yourself and know that whatever you're dealing with, this too shall pass. You won't always be stuck in these negative feelings and this place where you feel like you just, it feels very apathetic. Like, I just don't care. It's kind of what it feels like. Um, And if this is not you, it may be someone close to you who's having these feelings. So this is, sending them Reiki, putting them in prayer. I feel like it's mostly about you though, that, you Geminis, that this is about needing to really generate a lot of divine compassion, unconditional love for yourself, and to do one baby step to get the chi flowing. That could be, picking up an adult coloring book and coloring just to do something that gets some chi flowing, doing a puzzle, something that doesn't feel too difficult. Like, this feels like this is a week where you just feel like, "Ah, I just can't." So do something nurturing for yourself. If you need to take some time, some of this could be around like work. I just don't like my job. I'm still stuck in this relationship. You may need a break, a vacation of some sort. Changing the scenery could help tremendously. I'm getting for the Gemini, like, just go take a walk. And today I went for a hike in the green belt near my house. It just shifted my energy tremendously. So if there's some place near you where you can just change your environment, you may, that alone can help. But if it's something that's been chronic, it's been going on for a while, you may need to seek a professional and get some help with it. B vitamins, though, methylated B, can really help with brain chemistry. Just saying. Silk and flaxseed oil, fish oil, those omegas, really good for the brain. Okay. Cancers. Dealing with the low. This feels like it can be an easy week for you. I mean, the moon will be going through your sign. So you feel kind of special when the moon's in Cancer. Your psychic abilities are extra enhanced when the moon goes through Cancer, your sign. But this is about flow. It's about water. It's about things getting easy. It's about following where things are easy. Allow yourself to feel guided by the next right thing. Where is the energy want to flow naturally? What does your guidance say? What do I feel guided to do today? It feels like this could be a vacation week where you're just getting to take it easy, or when you're putting your job down, that you can just let there's some free time where you can just flow and just be. Like, this is not a doing week. You don't have to do. You can get things done if you just naturally feel guided to do it. But it feels like it's important to allow things to flow this week, to allow yourself to be guided by your intuition, to, write down these vivid dreams or psychic inspirations that may come through with the moon going through your sign this week. But it feels like a good week, and an easy week for the Cancers. All right, Leos. And again, if you're doing more than one sign and one sign says, oh, it's going to be difficult, another says it's going to be easy, well, that kind of cancels each other out, right? You may have a little bit of both going on. That's how, if you're looking at more than one sign, how that works. All righty. The same card that just came up. a little while ago. Postponement. This is about depression. It's about timing's not right now. It could be somewhere in the future. It's just not happening yet. Doesn't mean it's not gonna happen. It just means there's a postponement. There's a timing delay. And like I said, this card shows up when people are feeling depressed. And it's kind of funky out there. Astrologically, it's been intensive and will continue to be intensive. The world is not like it was a couple of years ago, and you may have lost your joy, your zest, what makes you inspired. So find a way to access what does inspire you. It may be time to do a vision board to get back in touch with, what do I want? What are my goals? What do I want in my relationships? What do I want for my physical body? What do I want for my home? What do I want for my career? What do I want for my loved ones? There's a lot of stagnant, stuck energy is what I'm getting, Leos. So get some chi flowing, take a walk, take a swim, breathe deeply and often, and get some flow going. This too shall pass. This is definitely the theme of the week. This too shall pass. For everyone, that's the theme. Okay, Virgos. This is about self-care. It's the maturity card. It's about, are you nurturing yourself? I think this has come up before recently in a video for Virgos. Self-care is not being selfish. Virgos are helpers. They usually put other people first. So it can feel weird and not comfortable to put yourself first. So this is about nurturing yourself. Turning up the volume of self-love. Is your inner tone loving and kind and compassionate to yourself? Like, this is where you take down to the basics. What can I do to nurture myself today? And do this every day this week, Virgos. Just ask yourself that question. What today can I do to nurture myself? You need to write it down, write it across your computer, put it on your refrigerator. So you look on your bathroom mirror. What can I do today to nurture myself? What can I do today that's loving and kind? Yeah, for me, not for others. I mean, you can be loving and kind to others. You usually pull that off quite well. To yourself, though, right? That's what this is about. Loving, nurturing yourself. That's what I see for this card. All right. Libras. The stress card. It feels like it could maybe not quite so fun week, Libras. Like, stress is self-explanatory, right? So it feels like there's something that's getting your goat. Who has your power? Like, what are you giving your power away to? Are you putting too much attention and energy towards somebody or something that's bothering you? Take your power back. Are you trying to juggle or do too many things? I would suggest that you find quiet time every morning and ask yourself, what today do I feel guided to do? And if it's not for today, don't try to figure it out. Don't fill up your mind with too much stuff, right? Mars is in the last degrees of Libra in your sign. So you could feel compelled, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. And you may have an inspired energy to get things accomplished, right? Just make sure you're taking a break, breathing deeply, going at a pace that's reasonable, and doing what your inner guided system is asking you to do, not what other people are poking or prodding you to do. It's okay to set boundaries and say, no, I'm not going to be able to do that for you, or get some help, ask for some help. Again, Scorpio is about help and from others too. Like, you may need some help. You may have to ask for help. That may be stressful. To have to ask for help can be stressful. It's okay. Breathe deeply. Just take one day at a time. And if that's too much, take 1 hour at a time. If that's too much, chop it up. What can you handle? The next 10 minutes? What do I feel guided to do for the next 10 minutes? You may have to just break it up and just come back and just do one breadcrumb at a time this week. Not every week's going to be like this, but it does feel like there's a lot on your plate this week. and just take it one thing at a time, breathe deeply. And it doesn't have to be stressful. It just feels like it's got the potential to be, right? So if you're feeling the stress, remind yourself to breathe in the middle of it, right? You're on a bad phone call, you're on a bad Zoom meeting. Just breathe. You can breathe in the middle of whatever is going down. So that's what I suggest for the Libras this week. Breathe deeply and often. Okay, Scorpios. My little Scorpio baby is turning 30 on Tuesday. Shout out to Samantha Noel. My number 2 out of 6 kids is turning 30 on the 26th. So happy birthday, Samantha, and all the rest of the Scorpios that are celebrating this week. Also, my girlfriend Midori is having a birthday. So happy birthday, Scorpios. The dream card. Okay, so this card comes up most often when someone is in a relationship and they're fantasizing about how wonderful, how perfect it is. But the reality is they're sitting here like this, right? That's not what they're experiencing. This is what they're experiencing. They're spending a lot of time alone, fantasizing about how wonderful it is. If you're not in a relationship, this can be fantasizing about relationship and thinking, oh, my life's going to be better in relationship. No, you can make your life better right now when you're not in a relationship. The dream can also be focusing on nothing about relationship. It can be wanting to manifest your dream. A lot of people are wired to have a relationship be their ultimate dream. Not everybody, though. So there may be some Scorpios out there that want to manifest their ideal scenario for their life, whether that's a career goal or travel or retirement or whatnot. Are you taking action towards it? Are you just sitting there? Sure would be nice. Right? This is saying take some action, even if it's just to stop and visualize what you want, right? So this is drawing the line between fantasy and visualization, right? There's a difference between checking out and fantasizing and visualizing, right? Fantasizing is like letting your mind wander. Visualizing is when you create a vision for what you want and you affirm, this is my reality, even if it hasn't shown up yet. I'm in the most amazing relationship. I have manifested the most wonderful partner who loves me, supports me, is there for me. I have manifested the most wonderful career and job. The job of a lifetime is mine now. Like I am manifesting everything I want in my life, and it's beautiful, and it is. What action can you take today towards that, right? And then ask that, pitch that up to your higher self. What can I do to make my dreams come true today? What one thing can I do? You can stop and visualize a day in the life of all your dreams. Say, okay, what's it going to look like when all your dreams come true? What's it going to look like when you've manifested that ideal partner? What's it going to look like when you're doing the job of your dreams? You have the house of your dreams, you're traveling, whatever your scenario is. What does a day in the life look like? You wake up in the morning. What comes next? Like, if you visualize and put energy into that, that's different than fantasizing, right? Fantasizing is just imagination wandering. Visualizing, there's an energy intent behind it. I'm going to make this happen, right? So it's a fine line, but that's the difference. So good luck, Scorpios. You deserve to have your dreams come true. Take a step, baby steps towards those dreams this week. Sagittarius. The completion card. This is like an end of a cycle, it feels like to me. Like I'm in the last piece of the puzzle, something's getting clear. There's an aha. This interesting that this piece is being put in the third eye area. So there's like a psychic reveal, like a psychic piece that you're missing. It feels like you may have felt offline, a bit frustrated, stuck. And this is like, no, I'm done with this. I'm starting a whole new cycle. I've got a new vision for myself. I'm going to go after it. This is no more of this. I'm done with this, right? You're finished with something. Something has been completed. It's come full circle. You know, every time there's an ending, there's also new beginning, but you're finishing up things and you may be helping others. I'm getting the Sages, like maybe like it might be at work or in at home or whatever, where you're helping other people complete their goals and get, you know, may not just be you that's completing something. You may be working with a team to help complete something. You may be working with family members, planning to get together. Or maybe planning something that's not happened yet, but there's a sense of I'm finished with this. I'm done with this. And this could be a habit, a personal habit. You're like, I can't do this anymore. I got to shift this. I got to change this. I'm done here. You could be done with a relationship, like, no, I'm not, or I'm not putting up with this aspect within a relationship. Like, you're not going to do this anymore. That kind of thing too is what I'm getting for the Sagittarius. So it feels good. It feels powerful. And it feels like there's a clarity that's coming that you've been needing this week, Sagittarius. Capricorn. The turning in card. This is one of my psychic cards. This is saying I believe everyone has psychic abilities. This is saying tune into yours, right? And it feels like you're replaying a lot of what other people have told you, other people have thought, what other people think of you, blah, blah. None of that matters. Get to a still place within yourself where you feel good about you. There's these deep waters, that Scorpio energy. Take this time of this deep Scorpio time and go within. What are your needs that aren't being met? How can you meet them? Do you need help in meeting them? Do you need to take something off your plate? Do you need to add something to your life? What is your intuition? Now, this is not figure it out. This is like get the download, get the guidance. This card also can depict these entities and spirits around you. This could be just phantom of negative energy coming from other people. It could also just be psychically picking up on spirits that are around you, loved ones that have crossed. Your spirit guides, even in a positive way, can be whispering things to you in your ear. Are you listening? Are you allowing yourself to be guided? Are you being headstrong, trying to figure it out, trying to just bulldoze your way through life? This card says, stop, breathe, close your eyes, meditate, get in touch with your inner voice and what your guidance is guiding you to do. Things can flow if you're listening to your guidance. You're listening to your intuition. You may be picking up on other people. You may get a hit about someone else in your life, right? Respond to those hits, right? Someone keeps coming across your radar, pick up the phone and call them, email them, text, whatever your deal is, right? Snail mail them a letter. But this is about tuning in to loved ones. It's about tuning in to your own intuition. It's about being psychic, that you may be, again, we got Scorpio, we got Cancer moon this week. It's definitely a time to be able to tap into your psychic abilities and access what you need to access that's coming from your higher self this week, Capricorns. All right, Aquariuses. We are the world. This card represents the ultimate in potentiality. You can do it. There are no limits. It can be something involving international travel or people from other places on the planet working together. This is the global. We are all one. We are the world, right? This is the ultimate in potentiality. This says anything is possible, right? There's even the stars in the universe here beyond that, right? Anything is possible. This is your mantra this week, Aquarius. Anything is possible, right? this is about getting unstuck from limitations. It's like believing in the ultimate and potentiality in yourself, in your life, and what you can manifest. So this is a big success card. This is a big, I can accomplish this. I can do this. I can get help in doing this. I can be guided to the right people to help me do something. I can plan that trip on the other side of the planet. I can get that message. I might meet someone from somewhere else on the globe. That could come in. You can meet someone that's from another country this week. So there's all these potentialities that are showing up. This is a great card. This is like, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling up against a wall, if you've been struggling, if you've been having a difficult time, breathe deeply, open up, envision this card, right? Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Just keep telling yourself this week, anything is possible, right? There are no limitations unless you place them there, right? It may show up. If it's showing up in your life as a block, the block is actually inside. Find the way to unstick the inside. Do you believe? You got to look at your belief systems, your inner talk, what comes out of your mouth, and the actions that you take to manifest. So if you're trying to manifest something, do you believe you can manifest it? Work on that level. If you don't, keep working on it. Keep working with affirmations if you need to help shift a negative belief into a positive one, right? If you catch yourself saying negative things, if they're coming out of your mouth, negative things, what would be the opposite of that? What would you want to be the truth? Or ask yourself, when you say something, is that what I want to be the truth? Is that what I want to happen? If it's not, then don't say it, right? So that could be good for everybody, but it seems like the Aquarians need to hear that this week. Okay. And the Pisces. The cards are stuck together all of a sudden. So Pisces, are you feeling stuck? Is there feeling stuck in your life? We're never stuck for long. We may be stuck in the moment. Okay, the sharing card is coming up for the Pisces. This is being the mother, this is being of service to others. This is like you're doing all the work, but you're feeling good about it. Like you're bringing the light to others. This is maybe like, enjoying your work, enjoying being a mother, enjoying helping others. There's definitely some growth, some joy in serving others somehow this week, Pisces. It's a way to get out of yourself if you're feeling funky, just to put your attention on what can I do for someone else, right? Maybe I'll take that friend that's sick a plate of food. Maybe I'll take that a piece of art that I've just drawn and to brighten a friend's day, or I'm going to send this to my son, or I'm going to, if you listen to your intuition, there's lots of ideas. I feel there's a lot of creativity this week too with the Pisces. Like, yeah, this is the week to draw, paint, color, dance, do music, cook, garden. Like, it feels like all those sort of nurturing mama kind of things would really make you feel good. Maybe it'd feel good to cook up some really healthy meals. Yeah, there's something about food. I'm saying that because there's like food here on this plate. So it feels like that, making food for others, gifting, making gifts for others. I don't know, it feels like it's an important week for that. But definitely there's power, there's growth, there's joy in being there for others this week, Pisces. Okay. Well, I think that's all. That's all 12 signs. Again, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and have a great week. Peace.